range of things that we're looking at to, I mean, when people start talking about rallying this and doing that, but it's having an impact today, there are things that won't happen in the schools today because of an overreaction to where our funding situation is. The clearer and quicker we can define it, the better. Because anybody looking at this realizing that we've been working on this for 8 months, stirred up numbers that are, off the charts in terms of where we've ever been, at least in recent history, and that every effort has been made, and that's the reaction, needs to be put in the context that it needs to, because what I'm hearing from citizens that I respect is, now's the time to rally for this cause and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no greater effort, I don't believe, since I've been involved in this board, has been made to address teacher compensation. And yet that's not what the reaction is out there.
I don't think the work to rule is pertaining to what we have or haven't done. My understanding is that the work to rule is pertaining to what the Board of Education or Central Office for Carroll County Public Schools has done going along with the contract negotiations. That's what the work to rule is about. It's not about us and what we put out there. It's about what the Board of Education Central Office has rejected or turned down or not been open to dialogue about. Than anything, as far as from my understanding from being in the building across the street 3 days a week, has nothing to do with us. It has to do with the Board of Education.
Well, and that may well be, and I have no interest in getting involved in their mess, but the bottom line is the feedback that I'm getting from citizens is they're rallying behind this effort because the commissioners aren't stepping up with funding. Those are the comments that are being made. They're on social media. They're being made to us. And so the fact is, whether or not, whatever the intent of that activity was, the ultimate outcome is what it is. And the fact is, I mean, in the meantime, I am not comfortable at all with us, stretching this community as far as we possibly can, in the regards that we're holding teachers up as, leaders in the community, professionals, folks that we are relying on, and having this be the course of action. This should not be the situation that we're dealing with. So it shouldn't be related, but it is related.
As I said, this is the most misunderstood process anybody has out there. The work to rule is a result of the negotiations between the school board and the unions, not us. Now, we are looked at as the funding source for this, so yes, and the next step in this process, so we are getting emails on this. I don't think it's directed so much as you, as it's frustration from some of the people in the negotiations process, and they're still in that process, but I think they just want to let us know the frustration in this at this point. So,
well, my own opinion is it's the union trying to look relevant when in fact we're trying to solve the problem. We don't need someone to bridge the gap. We're working on that ourselves. I mean, this is great if you're in New Jersey or Chicago or somewhere else where this has to happen. The fact is, we have made a conscious effort and had multiple discussions over a long period of time to get this job done. This is not the year that we should have students out there saying, why can't I go to such and such an activity, or why is my teacher not there at 3 o'clock when I need homework help? This should not be happening based on the approach we've taken. Period.
a lot of things shouldn't happen, but this is no different than us going to Annapolis, asking for things that haven't happened so far at this point. I mean, everybody, it's frustration set up at this point. And I agree with you. It's maybe a little premature, but it's a decision they made. But we are the next step in this. So I think people are letting you know at the frustration level and what they're dealing with.
And then hopefully the message goes two ways, because if I'm going to be, a part of the discussion or part of a vote on doing what we need to do for them, then it needs to be based on the fact that what needs to be done for our students are being done for our students, not someday in the future, right now, as far as I'm concerned. But I think if we can put out a statement that reflects some of the things that we talked about,